Hello, I'm Jeanette Gazella, founder and president of the International Association of Professional Life Coaches. And today I have a video tip for you called A Lesson in Business from Curiosity. Now you may remember that back in August of 2012 we sent a space probe to Mars, to land on Mars, and that probe was called Curiosity. Now I recently heard a lecture by Elsa Jensen, who was part of that space mission. She was in charge of all of the cameras. There were about 30 different cameras on Curiosity to film the landing and Mars. And Elsa grew up wanting to be an astronaut, but she grew up in Denmark, and they don't have a space program in Denmark, so she moved to Nebraska to fulfill her goal. And after a while she realized that she needed to alter her goal because she was older than you need to be an astronaut. And so her goal became to be a part of a space mission, and 24 years later she realized her goal. Now, you may think that 24 years is a long time to wait to reach your goal, but as Elsa pointed out, everything that she did in those 24 years prepared her for reaching that goal of being a part of this really phenomenal space mission that was highly successful. And so what that shows you is that there is always going to be a gap between setting your goal and achieving your goal. Now, the other thing that she told us about that was very interesting was what NASA calls the 7 minutes of terror. And what that is when they sent Curiosity to Mars and were watching the landing through the cameras, the actual landing took 7 minutes, but the signal from Mars to Earth took 14 minutes. So that's a 7-minute gap where they didn't know for sure whether the landing was successful or not. And a lot of things could have gone wrong. Could have crashed into Mars. The surface that they were landing on could have just caved in and enveloped the whole probe. So they didn't know for 7 minutes whether it was a successful landing or not. So they call that the 7 minutes of terror. In fact, you can go to NASA's website and see a little video about that. So I think that that's very analogous to our business, because we also have a gap where we do something for our business that we think is going to help us get more income and be more successful. And there's a gap where we don't know whether what we did worked or not. And so what do we do about that? Well, there's always going to be a gap. So first of all, you have to just be aware that you have to do something, take action, and then follow it through to see how it's going to work out. Secondly, you have to be patient. A lot of people do things, it doesn't work right away, and so then they move on to something else, and then something else, because they're just not patient enough. And if they had waited a little longer, they would have seen results from what they started in the first place. And the third thing is to believe in yourself. Believe that the inspired action that you're taking has been presented to you as an opportunity that is going to help you with your business, and it will work if you put the right effort into it. So be aware that you're going to have this gap. Secondly, be patient while it's taking its time to work. And thirdly, believe in yourself, knowing that what you're doing is going to work. Being an entrepreneur can be as scary as landing on Mars sometimes. Picking up that telephone and making phone calls to people that you don't know very well. Going to networking meetings where you may not know people, but you have to be friendly and give out your business cards and meet people. Or designing a program or product that you may not know what the outcome is going to be, what the response is going to be. So that's why it's important to believe in yourself, and know that if you just keep going, things are going to work out. Thanks for listening.